It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word.
We on a mission and that's bringing y'all the truth. You know the problem, but we get into the root. The devil watching, yeah, he always on pursuit. But Jesus is our rock, so we shall not be moved. We on a winning team, so we can't lose. We say facts, cause we hitting y'all with proof. Started from the bottom, now we standing on the roof. As God as our witness, we gon' make it to the moon. When you want the truth, the world be hiding it. This the real word, we providing it. We got Acee, BK, Truth, Rick Star, and we plan to make a movie like it's Pixar. We came a long way from the plantation. We just tryna save your souls from damnation. So if you down with the message, tune in every week. It will lead you to the message that you seek.
It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Real Word Season 5, Episode 24. You already know. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting. Shout out to everybody that has helped us to get this far so far. Shout out to everybody that's been watching. Shout out to everybody that's subscribed to the YouTube. That's at The Real Word TV on YouTube. That's at The Real Word TV on YouTube. Shout out to everybody that follow us on Instagram at The Real Word Ministries on Instagram. That's at The Real Word Ministries Inc. on Instagram. Also, we on Apple, Spotify, and SoundCloud at The Real Word Podcast. Look, man. It's right here. Zoom in on that, brother. So
it's everywhere.
So we everywhere and everywhere. Shout out to my two co-hosts that's always here with me.
You know, it's the one and only AI in the building, Acee. You can add me on Instagram, Acee Irving 11. If it ain't no 11, that's like not me.
Taking up all the intro time.
I mean, you already know. No 11 ain't me.
So he's still going, man. It's AK.Truth, you know, your favorite Brooklyn night. What's going on, Brooklyn? Let's get to this, man.
Yeah, the Nets lost, buddy.
Wow.
I guess the Nets start in the playoffs.
That's how we start.
Yeah,
you gotta come for Brooklyn, man.
I mean, they lost, bro.
You live out here, man.
Next season gonna be a problem, though. KD and Kyrie.
I don't want to hear you chant for us then, man. I'm hurt.
But on some serious news, shout out to everybody that donated. Shout out to everybody that supported our Feed the Homeless that's going down this Saturday. We're going to be in the Bronx on 149th and 3rd Ave in the Bronx. We're going to be donating to the homeless people in the BX. So shout out to everybody that has supported. Shout out to everybody that has helped. We raised over $1,000 in 1 week once again. So that'll be August 22nd at 4 p.m. on 149th and
Let's make that 2,000. So
149th and 3rd Ave in the Bronx. We're going to be feeding the homeless out there. So if you want to help us out, just pop up at the party. So we couldn't be able to do any of this without you guys. Every single time when we put out this initiative, it's all by faith and not by sight. So we put out the flyer, and you guys are the ones that help us to do this. The love was amazing. People were donating $10, $50, $100, you know, and that's by the grace of God. So we thank all of you. If you still want to donate, you could holler at our Cashapp. The Cashapp is the $ The Real Word Inc. That's $ The Real Word Inc. INC. So if you want to donate, you could donate there, or go on PayPal, givingfund.com, and search The Real Word, or go on Facebook. Go on Facebook charities and put in The Real Word Ministries, it'll pop up. Or you could donate at the GoFundMe.com, just put in The Real Word Ministries Inc. and it'll pop up, because we everywhere. So shout out.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. So you guys brought up basketball, right?
Yeah, I didn't bring it up, bro.
Well,
that's lost, buddy.
A lot of people feel like basketball is a distraction right now because of everything that was going on in regards to, I guess, the social, the
social distancing, 6 feet.
Not even social distancing. The social awareness that's going on. Yeah, you could say that. But let's not say that word, because Facebook flags you if you use that word. So I see Black Lives Matter painted on the courts, and I see a lot of social activism behind the jerseys. Yeah. But to me, I feel like it's a way of advertising, because for those that don't know, again, Black Lives Matter is a company. So when they use the term Black Lives Matter, that term is trademark, which means when you use it, someone's getting paid off for that, which is Black Lives Matter, the company that uses the funds that they get also from George Soros, who's a billionaire that funds these things, and they use those funds to also invest in political parties to push their agendas.
The way they manipulate us is just wrong, man.
Yeah.
They're just wrong. They just claim to be, you know, I'm pro-black just to get paper out of the blacks.
Yeah.
And they not really pro-black. They just pro their pockets.
Because I mean,
and remember what Joe Biden said: "You ain't black if you don't vote for me."
no.
Try to plant that seed and put it in your matrix, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
These guys ain't ish, man.
Oh, look at your vocabulary.
But I mean,
You know, learning.
I mean,
learning. Knowledge is power.
look at both four, right? When Colin Kaepernick was doing this whole kneeling thing,
Yeah.
and trying to fight for rights,
Even though
they
Marshall
wasn't
Lynch
allowing none of that. But all of a sudden, all right,
It's cool.
it's cool if you put this on the back of your jersey. It's like,
That's true. Now all of a sudden they letting it rock, you know.
like,
Now they support a black movement. Because it
yeah,
feeds their, you know, cha-ching.
it's feeding their pockets.
It's
Like,
mainstream now.
Yeah. And it's just nonsense, man. At the end of this is whole.
I mean, that's how they show time and time again how they make a fool out of you, because
True.
it's like they program
basically
you.
slap you in the face in a sense.
Yeah, they program you, and then when you think like you know it, it's like, no, I taught you this.
I'm gonna ask y'all an interesting question, man. I don't know if it's too soon yet. You know, I get spicy on here.
So go ahead, bro. Let me see what you got.
What y'all think about marijuana right now, man?
In what sense?
Is it good for us or is it bad for us right now?
I've been seeing a lot of conflicting reports coming out, and we don't know why. Because remember, it's politics.
Yeah.
Remember, I told you guys that it don't depend on what you know, is who you know, right?
Yeah.
And certain people print certain journals and certain newspapers that push a certain rhetoric, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Push certain agendas.
The story, you know.
Perfect examples. Remember when we did the Feed the Homeless, and I sent it to my friend that owns,
Yeah.
you know, and when we got front page.
Connects.
So, if I wanted to push an agenda saying marijuana is bad, I'm like, yeah, put this in your paper. Marijuana is bad.
And just like that,
Sure,
you
do
started.
If I want to say marijuana is good, here, why? Because I own a marijuana company and I want to push marijuana, I want to advertise. So here, marijuana is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect example. When black people were selling weed, we was getting life in prison.
It was a terrible drug.
There's people doing life in prison right now for weed, to the
Still trying
point
to get
where,
them out.
yeah, they had to get them out because in the states where it became legal, it's like, yo, why you still in jail?
Yeah.
But then now white people are selling weed, as in like most of the people that own dispensaries and marijuana growing farms, they don't look like us.
It ain't us no more.
Because we don't got the capital to start it.
No.
And we don't got the money to
How
push
we
it.
gonna legally get it?
And how we gonna get the business loans?
Yeah.
They're not giving us the business loan for that.
Because the equipment for indoor growing starts at least $120,000.
I know.
Because you need the incubators, you need the lights, you need the space, and the
imagine
electricity is
yourself
expensive.
going to the bank being like, I want to start a marijuana business, and you're a black man.
Can I get $120? Well, I'm trying to sell some weed.
I'm not gonna give it to you.
120K, they're not giving it to you for
They
that
gonna look
business.
at
They're
you
not going to
because-
trust you more to say. They're not going to think of it
You
as
say
beneficial.
20K, they still not giving you that, dude. Man, what?
They're going to fight you. You got to just say it's just for a car or something if you want 20K.
Yeah.
But then you gotta bring a business plan too, right?
Yeah. And if you don't got a business plan, they gonna.
And then you have to credit. And remember, certain lines of credit, you have to show proof of a certain percentage of the loan that you're gonna get before you even get that loan. So you gotta show proof of funds in your bank account.
That you can even maintain something
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
It's like when you buy a house, you have to show them like five months of bank statements or something, and you gotta show them consecutive pay stubs for like 3 months worth of pay
that.
stubs
You
to
gotta
show.
the
Isn't it
funds in their
6?
account.
Sometimes it depends on the borrower, I think.
Depends on the bank too, and how risky you are. Like after they check your credit and everything, it kind of tells them what else they need from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the main thing they worry about is your credit.
Well, credit's just the start, you know. Credit's kind of letting them know from the jump, like, should we
responsible.
interrogate you in a sense? Yeah.
Like, cross you off the list.
Yeah, like, oh, we're not even gonna waste our time with this guy. Like, that's how it works, you know.
You're not gonna make it into the next round for that.
But yeah, I was asking about the marijuana thing because I'm noticing more people smoking than ever, you know.
Yeah, it's very commercial now.
Yeah,
it's very commercial.
I feel like because it's also a stressful time, you know.
But then again, at one point, cocaine was popular. Cocaine was like a rich man drug. All the movie stars and all the politicians and rich people
all the
could do it.
powerful people was in a sense moving it too.
Yeah, because they said that it was a weekend drug. Like cocaine comes out your system in 3 days, so it's like a weekend. Like, because when you get older, you meet more people that admit to like, yeah, I do cocaine or I used to do cocaine.
I met a guy in the gym.
And they basically call it the weekend drug. And I met this guy that used to work for sanitation. He said most of the guys in sanitation, they did it because you got a union job and you got the money. What we would do is we'll take either Friday or Monday off. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, by Monday it's out your system.
And then they'd be, you know, back to work, you know.
Exactly, like nothing ever happened.
I feel the same way. I feel right now marijuana is kind of like numbing us, you know, in the sense of the people right now are just trying to be numb to everything that's going on right now. Like,
they're not even trying to think.
Yeah, like this shit is...
Right now, you either up or you starving. There's no in between.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Why has the middle people been getting hit for so long, man?
Because they're trying to get rid of the middle class.
They don't want a middle class. It's either up or down.
Damn, but the middle class is a lot.
So why do you think they shutting down all of the little businesses?
Yeah.
Because they don't want you to be a part of the middle class.
Because you would be able to stay afloat.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want people staying afloat.
It's more so the P word, as in the middle class people are mostly the educated and the people that vote. And they're the ones that still care about the people at the bottom. The people at the top, they're far and few removed from the people at the bottom. The people at the bottom, they just hold them up. Like they just servants, basically.
Yeah, they have no choice in a sense.
The people in the middle, they still got people at the bottom that they want to bring up, and they still want to stick it to the person at the top so they could get to the top.
That's true.
So like they're the ones that vote.
The middle people are the biggest threat.
Exactly.
The bottom is too far.
Think of it this way. It's like Flatbush and Canarsie, right? Most people in Flatbush, they rent cribs because, you know, the small hats own most of those cribs in Flatbush, Crown Heights and all that other stuff.
That cold term.
That's what you gotta go.
So, but in Canarsie, it's mostly West Indian people that came from the islands that like they either do construction, they own a little construction company where something breaks in your house, they come, they fix it.
You know, they like family, you know.
Yeah,
in a sense.
And the mechanics, people that drive school buses, you know, people that does jobs.
I never
like
realized,
that
you know, when we was growing up, how, you know, black owned a lot of Canarsie was owned. I never realized.
Exactly. You could go on L and see all them black owned businesses, and you see some small hats and some Chinese here and there.
Yeah.
But the Caribbean own majority of the parts.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. But look at how much strength Canarsie has in the sense that they're able to keep their cribs because they push that education to their kids. Like, yo, you going to school, you doing this, you doing that. But let's say, I don't want to beat down on Flatbush. Let's go to Brownsville. So in Brownsville,
that just
let's just go to Brownsville.
He got the bat. He's like, you know, we're done with them. Let's go to Brownsville.
So let's say for a place where like Brownsville, where most of the people live low income and live under the 200% poverty level. Most of them are in projects. Most of them don't know about owning anything. Or
they don't even think to own anything.
So they don't look that far ahead, and they're like, I'm not going over there. I'm just gonna be here where I'm at. And they're not trying to vote. They either too high or too broke to vote. So they don't care about that.
They in the box.
They stuck in the box. 26 floors on top of them. Stacked on top of each other.
The project.
So they're not thinking about that. You know? Yeah. But someone in Canarsie, I own my home. Tax is going to affect me. Yep. Certain things are going to affect me.
Higher in a sense.
I got to pay gas. I got to pay electric.
Technically the middle... Now that we talk about
it's the middle class of the hood.
Yeah.
Now that we talk about this, I'm sorry to bring it up, but I got to because I love music. But how y'all feel about what Pop Smoke did to Canarsie?
I think he did bring a lot of attention to Canarsie.
Middle class, good attention. Or we talk. I feel like he brought a lot of low class attention to Canarsie.
I see a lot of people come to that mural like it's like a holiday spot almost. Like the mural of Pop Smoke in Canarsie.
Yeah.
And then you could just free frame it on one spot.
Gotcha.
So, but when I look at it, I could say it is negative because I think violence is higher in Canarsie than it was when I was younger.
Because look, he's like a weird role model in a sense. Like I like that he was, you know, strong and everything with his voice, and you know he had that aggression. But at the same time, what he was speaking about was kind of negative.
But all that energy came from Chirac.
Yeah.
They just pushed it down to New York City.
Yeah, like, and they pushed it to Canarsie. Like now, I ain't gonna hold you personally because I feel old now. But you remember on East 80 on that corner, there's that store, and they had that picture on the wall. It was like the best way to predict the future is to create it. Now I see them painting over it and putting Pop Smoke face there.
Yeah.
And there's no quote, there's no special quote, no meaningful title.
That is the future right now.
But why? That's not a positive future. You got clapped at 21.
And they put Pop Smoke, they put George Floyd. So you're like, this is your future. Almost.
Yeah, like I don't like that. Like
from what I heard, Pop Smoke's mother is trying to create a non-profit that helps kids in the arts and help them get to school.
Oh,
so I guess
that's positive.
We'll see how that turn out.
I think she's gonna get that.
Well, I mean, that is something that should be pushed way faster than, you know, painting him on the floors, painting him on the walls. And I feel like, you know, when they painted, you know, the other gangsters, I'll say Biggie and whatever, you know,
Nipsey.
Yeah, in a sense that they had like a powerful quote next to them, or you know, when you looked at the picture, you just felt like, you know, this guy was trying to tell us to do better. I don't know if Pop Smoke was ever saying do better.
He was telling you to get more money,
but he ain't say the right way to get money.
He said be selfish in the game because you gotta look out for yourself first. I mean,
but that's not the way to grow, because I feel like the only way we grow is if we grow as a team.
We can't judge him because he was still in the process of growing, and then he died early. So
he was only 20.
Yeah,
that's what made it hurt even more.
So
I didn't want to criticize him, but I'm saying at that point in his life, I feel like I don't think we could monument, you know, what he did, because
he wasn't really a man yet. Like he had a lot of money,
boy. Like
money don't.
He couldn't drink.
Yeah, he wasn't old enough to drink.
That's powerful, man. Like, and that's.
But he was drinking.
Yeah, he got.
Which
the
is
money.
even worse, because now, I mean, we was drinking young too, but in a sense of
you
like,
was.
Damn, you just threw me under the bus. You know, I'm not in that circle, sir. You know, I ain't gonna say why I was drinking that young.
Because of me. I take blame for it.
Put me onto the game, you know. But in that aspect, it was like I feel like he wasn't there yet to say anything positive. And I feel like he took away a pretty special message to me. You know, I like that quote. Like the best way to predict the future is to create it, which is like if you want a better future, create it. Like,
and ironically enough, I think it was something called Global Grind or Global something. It used to be an initiative in Canarsie that used to help kids do positive things. That was the original mural that was on the wall on the side of the Seatown, right?
Yeah.
Then they cut it into 3 pieces. Now they got Pop Smoke, George Floyd, and they got the small one, the lady.
Yeah.
But I think that's all politics, bro.
Yeah. It's like they're trying to. I feel like they're trying to slowly downgrade Canarsie. Like,
I actually know the guy that paint those murals.
That's it.
I need you to. Well,
the bigger.
We gonna talk to him someday. I got questions.
Someone commissioned him to do it.
The bigger message is like they're trying to deteriorate the youth, because we all know the youth, they hold the most power. And the reason why they hold the most power is because they're good. Usually when you have kids or whatever, they used to, let's say you have kids, right? And then when you have kids and you start seeing them do certain things you was doing when you was young, you was getting beat for, they doing the same thing, then you realize like,
you kind of try to put them ahead, you know?
Yeah, you realize, damn, he's just like me, or she's just like me. So that's why it's like, they're pushing out negative energy, so they
Those
become
kids.
just like the energy that they're pushing out.
Cause look at Cardi B. Speaking of that, Cardi B,
this
what
is
do you
gonna
guys
be
think
spicy.
about that WAP song? Because a lot of people saying that it's degrading, it's disgusting, and their justification is
That's what I would admit.
There's a lot of other people that made songs like that, and there's men that been making songs to degrade women, and no one checked them. It's
Two
like
wrongs don't make a right.
and it was like that's a lie. Like people did check those people that made those songs.
Yes,
and
they're listening.
But for them to put out such a low vibrating song during a time of consciousness, it's almost like they're trying to revert it. But the people that's allowing it and funding those things, because they're not the ones that's funding them, they don't mind us degrading and destroying ourselves. But as soon as we talk bad about them, they shut you down. In their canon.
They shut you down real quick.
And I found out that the whole...
That is a good point, because that song was a major distraction.
Yeah, it was.
But it's like this. That just goes to prove the point. It's like...
And it's viewed, what, over 30 million times or something like that?
Men deteriorate women, right? And then the women...
That's what they say, you know.
Yeah, in the music video, they say...
People I grow around don't treat women like that in the sense of that disrespectful.
To the point, like, they say... Women complain about men, saying, oh, we always, like... talking
dogs or whatever,
dogs about them, we don't show them no love and all that. But look what the women are showing, a representation of women, period. It's like they're deterring themselves as well. So it's like when they do it, it's like
nowadays women are more, you know, obsessed with their own beauty than a man being obsessed with their beauty. They in love with themselves more than a guy could be in love with them. Like
they love the camera very much.
They in love. They obsessed. They can't help but take 100 pictures of themselves. Like they don't even care to be flattered. It's 100.
When I was talking,
they falls in probably 265. What's the one? 256 gigabytes. They probably got that phone, bro. Like, we take how many selfies?
And you know they probably got iCloud too. They got mad pictures of
it's like, oh, we need extra iCloud storage because
look at OnlyFans. No man could benefit from an OnlyFans page. It's
well, a man could, but you gotta
have a lot of women in it.
Exactly.
What my boy was saying, that it's like the men are taking risks to get money to impress the women. So it's like the men dressing flashy and the women are investing in their bodies. Like you were saying on a few episodes back, a lot of women are flying out and getting surgery off of the COVID money. And then some women feel like, why should I waste my time and invest in my education when I could just invest in my body and get a man that has money? And these
scammers, actually a good
but
point.
And these scammers have like what, 2, 3, 4 year run, maybe the most. And at the same time, these women feel, I don't mind being with him for 2, 3 years, and then he goes away.
Because you know the women don't really get caught. It's usually the guy that get caught.
So
she keeps the bag.
So what happens is,
I didn't know any of this.
So what happens is they're with this guy for 2, 3 years. They riding the high life. He probably get them pregnant. Then when he get locked up, they go to the next one.
And you know when they pregnant, also they get
we've been seeing that a lot on TV, haven't we?
Yeah.
Women are flipping money a lot.
Yeah. I mean,
that's how the government is programming.
They don't want to be like Gucci Man, where like he went to jail and his girl flipped his bread for him, and then he came home to a big bag. That's what they want. They don't want a drug dealer that got money so they can manage his money.
Pretty much. Right now, that WAP video, I like that you brought that up because that video is a huge distraction. When I think about the video, honestly, I try to play, you know, devil's advocate, try to give, you know, both sides a fair chance. And when I think about the woman's side of things, I think she even said that was an empowering video. I don't know where she was empowering, who she was empowering.
She was empowering, but it's just not the right power she's empowering.
But who was she empowering? Because I was confused, because
I don't know, bro.
She couldn't be empowering herself. Even she was being sensitive about the video. This is what y'all want.
The people she want to empower is, you know, just like how this certain group, now they're more...
Pause it right here. That's good.
I did before this went to school.
You know, you know the certain group right now. Before, when we was younger, they were not big, but now we're seeing that they're everywhere. It's just, think about it, you'll know what group it is.
Okay.
But it's just like that though. It's just like how where they're empowering the people that's, you know, called shy, and it's like behind a closed door.
You're trying to empower the shy people?
They're shy
people are ever going to reach that level.
Yeah, it's called they're empowering the shy free.
I don't think women have been shy for years.
I think they making it cool to be a thot. Because if you've
been out
the truth this summer, bro, these girls is damn near naked, bro.
The truth.
No bra, no panties. Sometimes they just wear.
That's why I said they probably shy. It's like they are that, but they don't want to be publicly known as that. But since
they think of it as throw them in the trash. Right?
Yeah.
But honestly, dang, this summer was being like. When you say shy, the reason I didn't agree with the shy.
You seen them this summer.
This summer, I didn't feel like any woman was shy. I was like, oh, you just out. Even the big girls, like. I
mean, Meg Thee Stallion, she pushing that energy out loud, very strong.
I don't think she's all of that, to be honest, man. Her face look kind of
muscular.
She have a fat girl face.
You know what? It's upsetting me too. I think they're too empowered right now because now they're not even being humble about it. Like you're not even in the best shape, and you still trying to be ratchet. Like at least back then when the girls was bad.
She told you though. She said, "I'm a savage, ratchet,
yeah, I know,
bougie, classy."
I don't know how you could be classy and ratchet at the same time.
You can't. And look at the dudes that they with. Them dudes, you can't even take them dudes serious. You have all sex. You're like a dusty mop. And you have,
I mean, she said everybody. She said, "Nah, we not even going to get into that conversation because that's a little too spicy."
And then you look at Meg Thee Stallion. She was with this leprechaun from Canada who shot in the foot. Like it's like
whatever happened to Lady in the Street freaking the bed?
I don't know. Like, if you look at the dudes they with, even the dudes they with don't respect them.
And the dudes they with don't even represent the old dudes. You know, classy mobsters. You know, gangsters. Yeah. Now they just they're the drug heads.
Yeah, once they go on the right, they talk about
they ain't grow up with fathers, so they don't know how to behave. They ain't learn the rules to the game.
Some did grow up with fathers. It's just that they just wanted to follow that.
That's true.
That's unfortunate.
That's true. And that's what one thing I've been venting for a while, especially this summer, man. Is like I feel like America does not promote the black man in any positive light. Like
no,
they will choose the worst images of us. They will only show us getting killed, being drug addicts. They don't show the doctors, the professors, the lawyers, the ones graduating. They don't show none of that. None of that. The ones working out at the gym, even the celebrities we have that are in Hollywood, they're gonna show me Will Smith and his wife going through it.
And they were one of the gold couples for years.
And they're showing me a black man being defeated again. Like
that's why they show you. Like
Bill Cosby. We could make.
I mean, Bill Cosby was the biggest prime example.
And he was one of the biggest black men in terms of being proud of, like for the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
And they show me again another black man going down. Like,
yeah, but that's what happens when you try to get inside their territory. Because I mean, look, didn't he try to buy? Did he try to buy CBS and what happened?
NBC.
Yeah.
NBC? Allegedly.
I mean, shoot, they took down Nick Cannon just for speaking outright. Another black man trying to, do the right thing and bow. Executed.
Yeah, but then his own people gave up on him because they felt like he apologized too quick. But at the same time, it's like where he's going to get his check from.
Yeah. Was his people going to hold him down?
And they probably not because black people don't really like Nick Cannon in the first place. They always say he's corny.
Yeah, you're right. They always say that he's corny. But a lot of them...
He's like a baby Will Smith.
But, I mean, he was, because, Will Smith was the one that invested into his career.
Yeah, Will Smith put him on.
Oh, wow.
To the whole game when he was doing... Well, I think he was doing Men in Black at the time when he put him on.
I can't even play the whack video right now.
I hate Jesse though.
The views will go up.
Well, you want to play for a little bit? Just comment another time.
The views will go up. The views will go skyrocketing. Like Cardi B said, this is what they want to see. But that's because we've been hearing it for years. They sell sex.
Yeah, sex is for sale.
Yeah.
But now it's more comfortable because look. Back when I was young and all, girls used to be scared of getting exposed, but now it's like
they don't care.
Now they want it in the back of their throat, hitting that thing. They don't know what it's called.
Yeah. They used to come to class the next day after getting
Hot Girl Summer. They even want to take people man now.
Yeah,
that's wild.
They're even more wild than dudes.
Yeah, they calling machine. They the shots at you, they telling you, yo, you trying to chill.
Yo, bro, I'm trying to roll up. What's good?
They telling you they trying to roll up too. I'm like, what? They like, so you not gonna drink?
I ain't gonna hold you. Since I was young, I ain't never like women calling me neat. You know, I ain't gonna say the word. I ain't like when they spoke to me like how a guy would speak to me. I'm like, you better stay in your... I hate to be sexist right now. You better stay in your place. Like you're not a man. Like, you need to chill. Like, you can't walk around half naked like we do. Like,
but that's what I'm saying.
But they made it legal in New York for a girl to walk around topless.
What?
You don't be seeing them topless girls sometimes?
I do know. Actually, you know, I went to Sweet Chick. I'm not gonna say which one, but I mean, damn, it's only
the one downtown Brooklyn.
I'm not gonna say. I don't want to expose this person, but she was at the register. You know, no bra, white top, see through, in a sense of like you could see everything, nipples and everything. Somebody was like, "Do I get nipples with this drink?" Like,
somebody was gonna say that.
And you know what's funny to me?
How was that spot? Is Mixie or was
it's Williamsburg type of vibes, you know.
Oh, it's in Williamsburg. Yeah. But this one downtown. Nah, cause this one downtown Brooklyn too.
Yeah, it's the Mixie spot in a sense of, you know, it got that, you know, gentrified feeling, I like to say. You know?
Gentrified Mixie.
Yeah.
Nas owned that, right?
I'm not even sure.
Yeah, Nas owns that.
Really?
Yeah, because one time I met a chef that was a chef for Sweet Chicks, and he was telling me Nas is one of the investors in it.
Oh wow!
Well, when he was dating Nicki Minaj, he used to bring her there.
That's interesting. I did not know that.
That's an interesting couple.
Why would he invest? Well, I mean, I guess.
Why not?
Yes, I did love the chicken and waffles, but
yeah,
it didn't come with nipples though. I'm sorry to disappoint.
That's their main thing, the chicken and waffle thing. I heard.
So what you guys think about this second stimulus check?
Yeah.
I mean, it was supposed to come out, but because of politics, it's taking a while.
Hold on. What about the no taxes on checks?
Oh yeah, I heard about
September, October, November, and December. That's what I'm hearing they're gonna do.
Yeah, I heard about that.
That's gonna be nice. That's like an extra $300 or whatever on your check.
Right? Yeah, bro.
For me, yeah.
Yeah, like, that's gonna be nice, man.
I mean, Trump is doing all this because he's trying to get reelected.
Of course.
But his thing is just cut the check. But the Democrats are slowing it down. We were supposed to get the stimmy already, but what ended up happening was the Democrats wanted to add more things into the CARE Act. The CARE Act is basically what the stimulus check gets cut out of. Mm-hmm. But then they couldn't agree in time, so then the Democrats went on recess. Like, they went on break and they won't be back till September. That's why there's no stimulus check yet. So what Trump ended up doing was he signed an executive order. He was trying to give people, I think, $400 instead of the $600.
Yeah, but then keeps getting lower.
But then some states said that they couldn't afford it, so then it went even lower to $300.
How you can't afford something you make from thin air?
They take it out of our pockets every day.
The federal government allocates funds to the local government, and the local government has to build a budget where they could afford everything that's going on. So the local government said that they didn't have enough. So then they said that the federal government has to cover it. So the federal government just cut the price so that it could be more affordable for everybody.
So the second stimulus check ain't gonna hit as hard then.
No, it's gonna be the same like the.
Nah, I heard it's gonna be a little more because from what I'm hearing is they're trying to do They're trying to do a new. They're trying to do a new deal where
I get a loan right now.
Listen, they're trying to do a new deal where we get the stimulus every month and we get a back payment up to $10,000. So they're gonna give us the back payment for the last few months and they're gonna give it to us every month. That's the new one that they're trying to pass now, from what I've read.
I guess they try to keep up with Canada, because look, man.
Yeah, Canada been had that.
We been needed this every 2 weeks. Like, come on. For $1,000, somebody can waste that in one day. I see people do that every day.
Yeah,
$1,000 ain't nothing.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking, you know, because you know how the government, well, you know how they play in the sense of they think they're just going to get it back if you don't know how to use the money.
I mean, they always, I think it's like this. I think anytime they give us money, I think there's always a strategy for how they're always going to take it right back out your pocket.
Yeah.
Remember what Cal said last week? He said too much money and circulation is not good because then it brings the price of money down. Then everything gets more expensive. You gotta spend more money.
Yeah.
Everything that really did get expensive.
Yeah.
Like today, I bought a gallon of Tropicana orange juice. It was $5 for a gallon of orange juice. $5, bro. I remember back in the days, milk was $5. Milk used to be the most expensive thing that you would drink.
Now that you got me thinking about it, grocery stores is pretty much, you know, where everything starts. You know, you gotta eat.
The other day, bro, I did $250 worth of grocery shopping. Most of that food expired in like 2.5 weeks.
They don't last very long.
Yeah, I had to throw it away. I threw away most of the food before I ate it.
Business, you know.
Yeah, so it's like it just wastes money right there.
Yeah, and my mom's like, yo, just buy food for like a week at a time. Don't buy in bulk anymore because it's a waste of money.
Especially if you can't get enough time to cook it, you know. Like if you miss out on one thing, that thing is gone and it's like a waste, you know.
Yeah, only if you freeze it. Only if you freeze it, like the freezer stuff, like waffles and. You know,
that's the stuff that don't really fool you. You know?
And you don't even want to eat that like that.
Yeah, it's not gonna fool you.
And cereal, like me, I can't really eat cereal because like my stomach will go blah 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 the whole day. I don't really do milk.
Whap! I can't get it out of my head.
I used to be a big fan of cereal, but I like eating a nice plate of dinner for.
I kind of want to watch the video now. That thing works, man.
You ain't watch it?
I watched it one time, but I was moving around at work and I didn't really get to watch the full extent of the video. But I did know every time I looked at my screen, I was like, "What?"
Yeah, it's crazy. They got booty and breasts on the walls.
Everywhere.
They got it's like a celebration for fake body parts. I feel like.
Yeah.
Wait, what's her name? Is it Megan? No.
Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah, is it real?
What?
Everything?
Supposedly. Allegedly, but who knows?
Allegedly, she is Megan Thee Stallion.
But allegedly, she's a man, because a stallion is a male horse.
Jesus Christ, I swear to everything. If I hear that, I'm done. I'm done.
Isn't a stallion a male horse though? Yes or no?
Done. I will leave the country.
Isn't a stallion a male horse?
Yes.
All right.
And I will leave the
So why would she call herself Megan the male horse?
I will leave the country.
I mean, she probably calling herself the male horse because she control men.
Remember, my Back to Africa is full in effect now. Like now it's just back to the Caribbean. Like we just out.
Yeah. We'll make it to Africa.
We'll do that later. Like we just gotta get out.
It's like the reverse slave trade. We gotta go backwards. We gotta go to Caribbean. Then we go back to Africa.
I can't. You know what's funny? I was talking to today. I met a Haitian guy, and he was like, "This is about y'all." He was like, you know, all the top people in Haiti, man, drug dealers, man. We got drug organizations. He was like, yo, I'm a kingpin down there, 15 acres. He's like, they tried to kidnap me twice. Like, what the hell?
Yo,
see what I mean?
Yo, one day, right, my pops called me on WhatsApp from Haiti on video phone because he's been building this crib out there.
See, that's what I'm gonna do the same. But like, we gotta start building our cribs out there.
Yeah, but I seen that crib.
Get your cribs out in the Caribbean.
So like, he FaceTimed me. This guy looked like a whole different person. He got on 3 gold chains and like 3
That's
rings.
your pops?
Yeah. Oh. So like he goes, yo. He said, look in my house. Every floor he goes, bro, there's people in the crib. He goes outside, there's like 4 people. He goes inside, there's like 3 people. He going on another floor, there's like 5 people. He goes on the roof, there's like 4 people. I'm like, yo, wow, there's a fortress, bro? It's like this dude think he in Grand Theft Auto. Like,
yo, they live like goons there, bro.
Goons in the crib.
Let me tell you, the Caribbean.
Like, yo,
one time I went to Jamaica last year, I heard so much stories. They really live like some bosses out there, like the mafia, like in the sense of, I was told from the lady at my bank, she's like, oh, your dad's from Jamaica? I'm like, yeah, he got a lot of land. She's like, oh, you better make sure you visit him. Because if anything happens to your pops, everyone out there will take his land. Yeah. They will rob him. They won't look to the government.
Sometimes they come and start building cribs on your land without even asking. Like my pops, I heard when he pulled down there, people pull up. It's because he has a car down there. So when he go down there, he pull up. And then they drive him there, and then he got like a whole group of people
like
with him.
King out there.
And I was like,
he got a
he living
chariot.
like-
yeah, and I heard-
He in
yeah.
the White House.
And then he got cops on his payroll, so like
You hear this?
he got shooters with him all the time. And at first I didn't believe it. I thought like he just talking, like he be talking. And then when he showed me, I'm like, wow. And then I told my mom, she was like, yeah, that's how he is. He think he's a king. He think he's a king. He's like this with his belly out. And then I was just laughing. I was like, that's why he don't be trying to come back here during the summer. He be over there. I don't be seeing him for like 3-4 months at a time,
I can't
bro.
even
Like,
blame him. You got land, you know.
He living
nah,
lavish.
he don't got land. Like he built like it looked like an Arab mansion. Like like how you ever seen in those third world countries where they got the big house, but then outside be like a dirt road, and it looks like I don't know. I guess it would be their equivalent to Park Avenue, where they got the mansions on the main street.
Mm-hmm.
But his is like those that got the big gates, like the big metal gates. He got the metal gates on the windows, and then he got the pillar stuff.
Meaning the only way to get in is you got to go through the gate, right?
Exactly. And
Like
he
that
got
a gate too, yeah.
And he got people on every floor, bro. Even on the roof, there's people. Like it was like 5 people on the roof, like just standing around. I'm like, yo, what's all these people doing? Some, oh, they work for me. They work for me. But I'm like, all right.
My
like,
God.
Make sure he got that whole crib secured.
yeah, he's mad people. And I was like, I told my mom, who are those people? She was like, his brothers, his cousins, all people. Everybody comes and they just stay around him. And I was like, why? He said, because that's the way he wants to live.
This question for me. I know this is off the show topic, but ask him that this question for me later, man. If he had another chance, would he raise y'all out there or in America? Because I asked my dad, and he was like, for my boys, definitely in Jamaica. He was like, definitely. All my sons, I would definitely rather raise y'all out here than in America. Like,
and why?
Because of what America do to men.
Yeah, it deteriorates you.
Yeah, America
It breaks you down.
Yeah.
It demasculates the male Negro.
Mm-hmm.
And
what hurts is that the women side with them by falling into all the stereotypes of, preaching the same thing they preach, all men ain't ish, all men ain't this, oh, they don't want me to be half naked, so I'm gonna be half naked.
You can't control me.
Yeah, and it's crazy, every other culture, their women want to be in check, like they want their man to control them.
Exactly.
Our culture, man.
Nah, man.
And if you put hands on them, they call the police. You get locked up, order protection.
Like the
the
other culture don't even think to call the police. They take it all year on. Like that's the crazy part. And they be like, oh, I don't want to be like them. It's crazy. They're happier.
You're right.
They don't have to work as hard. They don't have to be as stressed out as you.
All they gotta do is just be a housewife.
Yeah, take care of the kids, clean the house, cook.
Simple life.
And bend over at the end of the night.
I mean, both people get pleasure in that.
Allegedly.
I actually had an argument with. We back? Yeah, we back. I had an argument with a woman about
Watch your leg, man. Just move the mic over. Yeah.
I had an argument with her about
we caught it fast this time.
The woman was saying, oh, why do guys just want a woman to be in the house and clean and cook and blah blah blah? I'm like, it's funny. If there was no man in your life, you still go to the house, clean and cook. The only difference is you gotta go to work too.
Exactly.
But they feel like they're doing it for you. And it's like, okay, I'm doing this for you. Now, what can you do for me?
But the funny thing is, a guy usually will probably, buy some food outside if he really needed it.
Exactly. And a real woman will get upset when she cook at home and you buy food from outside.
Yeah. So it's like they just don't know how to just be happy with that life.
No. A lot of people are never satisfied or content with what they have.
They always want more.
Not knowing that there's other people with way less.
But I wish some women was watching this right now or asked a question, because I got questions.
You think we have problems matching? Rich people. I met a dude, he told me, and he's been with his wife 40 years, and after 40 years, she's now divorcing him, and she wants half. Half his business, half his cars, half his mansions.
She wanted it all.
She wants half.
You wasn't with me shooting in the gym?
And he said during the time that he's been with her, she siphoned or caused him to lose or spent at least $2 million.
Women love
and
to spend.
now she won't have. He said she took trips to Italy without him. He He said that he gave her a $90,000 Mercedes and she still wasn't happy. He said that he put 2 kids through college.
Type of ungrateful?
And then on top of that, she called the police, and now he can't even go home to his own mansion. He gotta live on his yacht.
You know, that's interesting.
At least he got a yacht to live in. Most of us don't got no place to go.
I'm hearing that story a lot too, because I'm taking an Uber last week. I think the guy was telling me something like that. He was like, you know, I had like 26 years with my woman, and you know, she was just miserable, and then she wants to break up, and we did divorce, and she's like, now she wants to work for herself and everything, but then she's still complaining and asking me for help.
Even if you divorced them, bro, they still gonna be mad at you.
Yeah. They was gonna want more.
The crazy thing is, a lot of their trauma or anger is not even because of you.
It's not even towards you. It's just that you the one that has to deal with it because you signed up for it technically.
Yeah. I mean, they tell you that a lot of times though.
They tell you that the first 3 months. We just don't listen because we just want to slap.
Yeah. I'm about to do that all for the rest of the summer.
Cause think about it. Think about it. Every time you meet a girl, most of the dates, most of the phone conversations is about her problems, and you just listening. You acting like you care. I
have been a therapist a lot.
And once you stop, you're like, damn, why don't she shut up? I don't want to hear this. Like, you like,
let me slap again and put her to sleep.
Like, yeah, I don't want to deal with this. You know what? I'm out.
But you keep slapping too much, she might get
that is true. I ain't gonna lie. You know me. I used to be, Cuffer Boy Craig. But back then, even when it was, just a fling, I used to be too loving to these girls.
He said, I used to be Cuffer Boy Craig. You still are.
Dang, man, let me be a G for once, man. Anywho, back then, these girls was, I used to try to make them happy in a sense. And it was like, you doing too much. I'm like, well, you're right. But there's like, these girls got a lot of issues. I'm like, yo, this will give us some peace. This will give us some peace. And then right back to, unsatisfied.
The more you give them, the more they want.
They always coming back for more.
Jesus, Lord of mercy.
Especially if you have kids. Then you want to live in expensive neighborhoods, put them through nice schools. They want the latest cars. If you don't, you a bum.
This is my last vent on women. You know how they say we got, everyone got spending problems. Mm-hmm. I think women got some of the most social issues that anybody in this culture.
They do a lot of impulse buying, which means like when they feel in the way, they buy stuff.
So it makes them feel happy. I've seen a lot of.
They're out of control.
They either buy stuff or they clean the house. Like that's what they do.
Yeah.
And now even
or they drink.
And let me tell you,
drink wine in the house.
Tying this back to marijuana. The sad thing is now a lot of girls are smoking.
A lot.
Yeah.
Especially them dusty, burnt out girls. Yeah. A lot of them is burnt out.
I mean, marijuana is not for everybody because sometimes the marijuana is smoking you not smoking the marijuana.
Well, I like that metaphor.
And some girls, they can't afford to buy weed, so they
do what they gotta do.
To get the weed.
They hit them with the whack.
Exactly. Inside church and outside of church. Don't get it twisted.
Lord mercy.
Oh, he said inside the church. And I said I wanted away from